Thank you so much. Welcome to our home.
Yeah, this is an amazing studio. I love it.
Thank you so much, man. Yeah. I put a lot of effort into the studio.
You did. You made some upgrades too.
I did. I'm up. Oh, you like the?
Yeah.
Yeah, you like what I did here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was like, "What? Oh, yeah, right."
Yeah.
He was like, wait, what are you talking about? Okay, right.
Sometimes I don't keep track of my own greatness. It's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
It's I consider
Constantly evolving.
Exactly. I leave everything behind in the wind. I don't celebrate anything. I just do and move.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But
you're changing.
I'm
right?
glad you acknowledge.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, before I even get off this topic, I need to say this because nobody has at all acknowledged how symmetrical my current mustache is. Look at this.
Because we're still looking at your peen head.
No, this got
kidding.
fixed.
I know.
Yeah, look at this mustache.
Can I see it again? It's good.
It's the best mustache I've ever done. Like I never look like this. It's always like it'll be like this.
It is.
It'll
Yeah.
be like one. This is the best mustache I've ever, and nobody has even.
Oh, you trim it too much.
Yeah,
one side.
It'll be like one side. Yeah, I'll get the one side because
You're busy.
Well, I'm busy trying to convince myself that I'm ambidextrous. The problem is I do the left side with my left hand, I do the right side with my right hand, and I'm left-handed. So.
Right, because this would be too much work.
I mean, it's not that it's too much work, but it's like God blessed me with an ability, and if I don't use it, I'll lose it. You don't get to stay ambidextrous. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you're ambidextrous and you go dominant hand, you'll lose your.
So all of this trial and error and walking around with a lopsided mustache paid off for you today. Because now you're even, and you're like, it was worth it.
It's the best right-handed mustache trim I've ever done.
That's so funny because he reminded me of what happened in 4th grade. I always historically had bad hearing. And when you went to go to the nurse and she's going to give you the hearing test, I was like, I'm going to pass this year. I'm going to do my mom's going to get amazing. And I started going like this, like left hand, right hand. And she goes, Joel, we haven't started yet. So when he's like, God gave me 2 hands, I can understand where Sidney's coming from. I'm going to show this mustache. Yeah.
Better use them or lose them, Joel. Joel left his hearing test like, how'd you do? I still have arms.
A left and a right. Just like everyone else.
That's perfect.
It's good to be here.
Yeah. So, Joel, do you know what we do on this podcast? Do you have any clue?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And for those of you listening for the first time, we appreciate you listening. And what we do when we have a guest here is basically we're going to take you through the process of enlightenment. We're going to ask you questions to try to enlighten you. And hopefully it happens. But if not, we might have a lot of fun on the way.
Yeah. Either way.
Well, we're going to have a lot of fun on the way. I hope
Yeah.
you also have a lot of fun on the way, too. So everybody gets the same questions. And Ace, are you ready to take it away? I
am ready.
All right, let's go.
So, Joel, what situation or event did you learn the most information from?
Ooh. So I actually, before this, I was in pharmaceutical sales, and we did like a personality test. It's all like a self-realization, self-assessment. Mm-hmm. You learn a lot about your own personality, and also about, like, for doctors, like, everybody's personality is different, so you're not going to sell to everyone the same. But I learned so much about myself. I think it helped me more than selling, because I realized who I was, and it was like off the charts, ADD, outgoing, but everyone doesn't always want to do that. Like, you go to someone's office, you have to realize that, like, they're busy, you're interrupting their day, and not everybody's. Some people want to sit down and just, like, have a relationship and, like, talk about whatever's going on, but other people, like, they just want the facts. So that was like a 5-day course, and I think I learned, like, the most there.
Okay, so what from that situation, what do you apply in your life to this day?
I'm always self-analyzing myself, like the way I talk to people and the way I communicate. Like, communication is the key. And always putting your best foot forward, like whether it's an email or a text message or seeing some. That's kind of hard, but always, like, when you see people at events, like, I'm always trying to live in the moment, not be on my phone, talk to people, and always try to just to read the room.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
think I just recently stopped analyzing myself in social situations. I felt like it was a detriment to me.
Really?
Yeah, because I would say something like, "Well, fuck that up. Gotta stand here and take that now," and then meanwhile they're in their own world, not having the same reaction possibly to what I said that I'm having to what I said and did.
Right.
And it would take me out of the moment. Like you said, I wasn't necessarily living in the moment. I was more living in my head. It just stopped yesterday. So I don't even know if I stopped.
So we'll see how the rest of the week goes.
Yeah. It's a big week for me.
Yeah.
Got this mustache right.
I know.
I'm a person now.
Well, that's what. Do you get a haircut like right before your shows?
Mm-mm.
No, just whenever it happens.
Yeah. Whenever I call, I don't even make appointments. I call and I say, does this person have availability right now?
Yeah.
And I'll be like, they usually suck their teeth first because they know my voice. Like as soon as I start talking, they're like, oh God, this guy. And then they'll be like either yes or no. And then if there's no, and I'm like, all right. And I'll hang up and I'll be like, are you sure you don't want to schedule something? Like, nope, don't. And then click. So I have to catch my barber on a time when she has an opening and I want a haircut.
And see if it happens.
It's up to it's in God's hand.
It's not meant to be.
If it's not meant to be, I just don't get a haircut.
Yeah.
Sometimes I cut my own hair too. So, but this time I went.
You're nailing the mustache. Let's see.
Yeah, thank you. Crushing it. So, Joel, when you're in this class.
Yep.
Right. How quick? Because those are fun classes because those classes they teach you how to move forward socially in a situation. I don't want to say manipulate people, but that's kind of what it is. But not manipulate necessarily in a bad way, but kind of
they're always promoting it in a positive way. But I get what you're saying. It also is manipulation, but but it's more like like I said, self-assessment and analyzing social situations.
So how quickly after doing that class did you start testing out what you learned? Like, were you going to grocery stores and trying to like quick?
No, it was like the next week, like when you're actually out in the field and doing it. Like, it probably took me like a week.
Were you in a relationship at the time?
No.
Are you in a relationship now?
No. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Do you use tactics to bang chicks?
No.
Fellas?
Oh, no. I wonder what that pause was. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
I'm not here to judge. I'm just curious what you're doing with these abilities other than networking for your career. I mean, you can use these abilities for everything. Yeah. You know? Like, do you get free pizza at pizza shops? Like, what else are you doing with these skills?
I do enjoy being charming, but I don't think I use it to manipulate, but I do see what you're saying. Yeah, I'm 43. I'm single and I'm living in my sister's basement.
Wow, and you own a comedy club.
Yeah. One step at a time.
You're pretty. I would consider you a successful businessman.
Thanks, buddy.
What does your sister consider you?
Help living at home. So I was helping her through a divorce at the time, and now it's just.
Well, that's something a single man can help you with.
Yeah.
Yes, sis, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just hang out. I'll be in your basement.
Yeah.
We'll watch the Eagles.
Yeah.
You know.
And so, I help with bills and stuff like that around the house. So I'm not living there rent free.
Mm-hmm.
And she's got kids that you help.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. So she has twins as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
They be an uncle.
What's
like
that?
You get to be a real uncle. You're there.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Babysitting and stuff like that. But I that's the time I enjoy that, like when I'm not working, like especially the twins are 5.5 and they're like life's a party. They're ready. I told them I was gonna pick them up after school and we're gonna hang out. It was before school. They're like, let's go. We're ready.
Yeah.
They're like, no, we'll clear our schedule. Like we don't have to go to kindergarten.
No.
Like
for sure.
we're ready right now.
Sure. Show and tell's beat anyway. Let's do this.
But they're like that like love of life and just like they live life like carefree, and it's just nice to be around that and like not take yourself so seriously. or, analyzing people.
Especially the self. So, Joel, if you had to distill what it is that you learned from that situation into like a tagline, like how would you describe that?
Oh man, yeah, I guess like self-assessment.
Quick and dirty.
Yeah. Can I ask, because I've been watching a lot of the pharmaceutical movies about, the painkiller drugs, and like, they show the life of the pharmaceutical salespeople to be like a nonstop party. Like, how true is that to like a normal?
Yeah, well, that was definitely bad for me back then. Like, because you're working long hours and like you have to like, I worked from 2004 to 2009, and that was when they still had budgets. So yeah, you're taking them out to dinner, and drinking and stuff like that. And it's like it's just not good because all the calories and just not getting proper rest and like working out. I mean, I could have worked out during the day. I mean, you guys both look great, but I wasn't like really.
We're also in pharmaceutical sales. We don't know what you're talking about, Joe. We work out all the time in Weezy Walk. And we're constantly at dinners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just don't think that like lifestyle was good. But yeah, it's just constantly like I was working in New York, so I would constantly like get in traffic on the way there and on the way home. It just felt like a rat race. But yeah, I think it's pretty accurate.
Okay.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's been on a kick.
Yeah.
Of evil pharmaceutical sales.
Yeah.
And so.
Oh yeah, well the my company did a realignment and got bought out by Merck, but before that, I got a new manager, and the old one was like happy. Like I went back and got my master's, and then I got a female boss, and she didn't like the fact that I was doing comedy, and at the time, I was producing very very few shows. So I really wasn't making money. Like I charged for tickets, but a lot of times it was just pay for like the rent at the hotel I was doing a show at, pay the comics. So it wasn't like a living, but it definitely gave me the push that I needed to get out of there. But yeah, it definitely was evil.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
And now we're going to pop your chakras from the bottom chakra up.
Yeah.
The first chakra is located in and around the butthole. We have to tell people that. Are you okay with that?
Yes.
Okay. That's consent.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, Ace, take it away.
All right, Joel, how did you learn to overcome fear?
Oh man, I'm probably, that's another thing that I learned from that is I'm a reaction person first, so I kind of like act and then assess and think about what I should have done, and then like I'll just figure it out, or like trial by error. So the biggest fear was probably never married, no kids. I just went and left pharmaceutical sales to just do it, and that's a huge fear. But I just did it and like try to figure it out. So I don't really let fear deter me from doing something, whether that's good or bad. It's just something I've always done.
I think what I heard was, well, first of all, I ain't no bitch. I mean,
I'm an idiot.
Yeah, well, that's
You probably use another word.
You got to be either or.
Yeah.
Right? That's what life. That's the hand life deals you.
Yeah.
You're either going to be a little bit of a bitch or a little bit retarded.
Yeah.
Nobody gets away. Nobody gets through life not being one of those.
Yeah.
Right? You got to fix it. If you're a little bit of a bitch or you're a little bit retarded, you got to fix it through life. Like that's everybody's plight. Like that's what everybody's given. You have to fix your bitch retardedness as you grow.
Yeah.
And deal with it in life. So you ain't no bitch.
Yeah.
Slightly retarded. So can you remember a time?
Well,
Had to get that in there, huh?
I've manifested a lot of stuff. Like I always, like even when I first started, I just pictured being in front of filled audiences and putting together a show. And I'm like, sometimes it's like we'd sell like 10 advance tickets, and it's always like 10% of the people buy in advance, but somehow I expected 90% of people to walk through the door. Yeah. I'm like, they're all going to buy at the door, and it never happened, but it just years and years, and all of a sudden now it's happening. But like I've been manifesting this for years. Some people think I'm crazy, but it's happening. Yeah. I believe in all that stuff.
You read the book The Secret and all that?
So I'm not even making this up. I bought The Secret in Spanish. I had to take it back and buy that. Like I just picked up. It was not in English. I had to take it. I don't know how.
They're really trying to keep this secret.
I have to
Holy
learn Spanish
shit.
and then I'll get the secret. Like, I told you I'm an idiot. Like I had to take it back. Like I was like, oh, this is great. I go, I'm ready to start. I'm like, I'm pick it out, and I'm like, oh, great, it's in English. I mean, it's in Spanish.
Yeah.
El
Yeah.
El secreto.
Yeah. But yeah, I believe in all that stuff. The secret. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So now, still within the fear chakra where we are, can you remember a time in your life when you were the most scared? And it doesn't necessarily have anything to have to do with like putting on shows and stuff. It can go as far back as you can remember.
Yeah. So when I wrestled in college and I had a wrestling scholarship, and then I ended up having like money left over that my grandfather had given me. So I ended up putting that as a down payment on a townhouse in New York. And I always had 2 roommates that helped me pay down the mortgage. And literally I bought it in September, and like the next month or the next week, I ended up getting laid off. And I'm sitting here in front of this, and I'm like, this is crazy. Like I was starting to have like savings and some money left over, and I'm like, now I don't even have a job. And it was my friend's father that I was working for, and he was like one of my good friends in college. But I quickly learned that we were separated by a paycheck. Like it's not really my friend. It's like a business person now. They laid me off 1 week shy of me being able to collect unemployment.
Oh.
Damn.
And I was like, that is filthy. And he did it in my driveway. I'm looking at my house, and I was like,
Wait, was he also one of your roommates?
No, he wasn't one of my roommates.
Okay.
That would have been hilarious
That
too.
would-
Yeah.
And I own the house now.
Yeah. Exactly. And but he, what was I gonna say? So my fear was I called up my mom, obviously, and it was 2002. That's when I first graduated college. I had not taken my resume offline, and my mom called me up and was like, "Oh, a recruiter just called and wanted to interview you for another job." So within 2 weeks, I had another job, and it ended up being like the best thing that happened to me. But it's still that initial fear of like, what am I gonna do? I got all these bills coming in, and they're not gonna stop.
Yeah.
Once I was 18, I never went back home. So I'm like 22. I'm living in New York City, and it's like that fear is like crazy. But you have to like just hustle and overcome it.
See, now I'm curious. And this is just a curiosity as from being a parent.
Yeah.
I'm very curious whether you actually got a call from a recruiter, or your mom got the news and just got on the horn and just went into high gear and started hitting up all these people.
Yo,
Will you hire my son? Will you hire my son?
You know, that's funny. I've never had that spin or not even had that thought. But now I'm like, I wouldn't put it past my mom. You know what I mean? Like,
I've
she
met
knew
your
I
mom.
wasn't happy with my job, and it was you kind of looking back, it probably was something that you could have foreshadowed and saw coming, but I didn't. And I was just naive and whatever. But yeah, my mom's at A-type personality that she would have taken the bull by the horns and did that. It's
I want
hilarious.
to know. I'm gonna ask, next time I see her, I'm asking.
Yeah.
I'm definitely asking.
It's gonna be amazing if she did.
I hope so. Because like the parent statute of limitations is over now. She can admit that now.
Yes.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
fine.
you're a successful businessman now.
Yeah,
she
yeah,
can tell
It
you
was-
that like I saved you.
It was 20 years ago, so she's safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew how not of a bitch my son was.
Yeah.
So, all right, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's the fear chakra unlocked. That's
Yeah,
the first chakra pop.
She actually shared with me. So Boys to Men was my first concert growing up in the old Spectrum.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so when she was going home, she said if I ever got married, which I haven't, we were gonna dance to oh my gosh, Boys to Men's End of the Song for Mama.
Oh my.
And she like listened to that because it was a song that I burned on a CD, and she listened to it on the New Jersey Turnpike driving home, crying, knowing that I never was coming home again. That would have been better if I would have remembered the song, and it would have been a little bit more fluid. But
No, it was perfect.
Yeah,
It was perfect. I'm sure that's
sweet.
exactly how your mom would expect you to say it.
passive aggressive, good host.
All right, and a fear chakra pop. So Ace, take it away.
All right, we're to the pelvis chakra. So Joel, this is a segment we like to call My Bad. So it's an opportunity for you to apologize to a person, place, or thing in order to set your karma back to neutral.
Whoa, we just got done doing Joel's Patreon episode, and goodness gracious, was it a good time?
It was a great time.
Yeah, did you have fun, Joel?
Yeah, I did.
Hell yeah. $1 gets you all of our exclusive content on our Patreon. which not only includes the counter to what you're watching right now, which is Chakra Poppers After Dark, but we also did some fight commentary and analysis on Ansley's Jiu-Jitsu matches over there. Come check us out. And be sure to check out Soul Joel's Comedy Club in Pottstown at Sunnybrook. It is one of the best comedy clubs, I would say, on the planet. And the reason why I say that is because Joel single-handedly kept comedy alive during the pandemic. It was pretty sick. And I will be forever appreciative of that. And the man's writing a book. When do you
It's
think
going to be called Not Funny.
Not funny?
Because that's how we got here.
Okay.
I wasn't as funny as you. I knew I had to put together shows and produce them and be the event planner.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't going to make it as a headliner, so I had to start doing something
And
else.
now he's really good at comedy, so I wonder what he's going to do now.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. So definitely check out Soul Joel at Soul Joel on Instagram.
Yep.
Soul Joel Sunnybrook on Facebook.
Yeah.
And souljoel.com on the website area of the internet.
Yes.
All right. Now we're going to get back to this episode and find out who or what Joel has to apologize to.
Yeah. So this is probably two ways. My old GM, that when I opened up Soul Joel's, it was Joey St. John. It's the Saint.
Mm-hmm.
He was like my right-hand man and left Valley Forge Casino. When I thanked him and I texted him, I'm like, hey, man, thanks for everything you did and making videos and making our shows cool and always promoting. He called me up. He's like, where are you going? And I go, well, I'm opening up a comedy club, Soul Joel's. He goes, well, I don't know what we got to do, but take me with you. And he was the guy. I went home, so I agreed to pay him for a year. And then COVID shut down and I never stopped paying him. We started doing like Zoom shows and podcasting. And April 2020, I went to bed with $300 in my account. And the next day was payday. And I'm like, I don't know. Talk about fear.
Yeah.
And this is probably another fear. But I woke up with the first grant by the government that went through. And
Wow.
went through. And I knew I was like that. I'm on the point of, I know it's a destiny. Like I'm destined to do what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And he was doing so many jobs and always like, we built the dome and did all these shows outside. And then when we finally left Royersford, he's like, I'm 32 years old. I've seen you build your business. He's a videographer and a photographer for weddings. He wanted to leave and open up his own business. And I'm like, he did it the day that we figured out where we were going to go temporarily. And I'm like, kind of took the wind out of my sails. But going back, I'd love to thank him for everything he did. And it was a two-way street, and it was a lot more good than bad, just the way he handled his exit, he gave me a 2 months like notice. He didn't leave like 2 weeks later. But I think there's ways that we could still work together, because now I'm at the Sunnybrook Ballroom where he could be the photographer for all these weddings and still help me be my general manager and help me with videos. And I think there's still a relationship to be had. So that's probably my best answer, because there's always, I've mentioned him on my podcast, and like, so we always called him the Saint.
Yeah.
He's like an amazing, what he does, he's great. And I think we had a great relationship, and I'd always like to revisit that.
It was a very heartfelt apology, I guess.
Oh yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah. yeah. I guess that was an apology, right?
Joel, you'd actually say the words, but if you want to just be a man, you could say, I guess that was a passive aggressive Sid again. I guess that was an apology.
Yeah,
it was heartfelt, whatever it was.
You said heartfelt words.
That was straight from the pelvis.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Man, that's awesome. And like, what fortunate timing to get that grant from the government. Man, thank goodness your mom filled out that paperwork for you.
How did you know? I don't look like a paperwork guy. Yeah, I know it wasn't you.
Wait, did she really do it?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I was desperate for money. I mean, I had nothing but time.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right. So, yeah, that apology's out there. And St. John?
Yeah, Joey St. John, yeah.
Joey St. John, my bad.
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah.
my bad.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Done. Chakra pop. Quick and dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, he sounds like a great guy.
Yeah, he was great, man.
We should hire him to be our producer.
Yeah.
We should poach him before he goes back to Joel.
Hey, what was his website again?
Yeah.
I forgot. Can you give me his phone number?
Yeah, we start doing our podcast at Sunnybrook.
That's so funny.
Yeah, that's hell yeah. St. John, you're the man.
Yeah.
And all right, Chakra Pop Ace, keep it moving.
All right, we're to the gut chakra. So, Joel, how do you move past disappointment either in yourself or in loved ones?
Oh man, that's tough. I think self-loathing. It's like I said, I'm always a self-assessor. It's tough, but I've all the stuff that you guys talk about, enlightenment and stuff like tells you not to like dwell and you don't like try to get too anxious and looking into the future. Try to live as much you can in the present. I try to take everything in stride. It's hard because I want to be a perfectionist and I want to get through everything and but you can't. People are human, and you just got to learn to accept it. It's hard. That's probably one of the things I deal with the hardest, probably.
Do you blow? You look like somebody whose face gets
No,
red.
I do not.
You're not a red face guy?
Well, I thought you meant. I thought you meant like cocaine. I was like, no, I
am not that cool, Joel.
do you do blow as we talk about on the podcast?
Do you party, dog?
Yeah.
No, I'm not that cool. But do you blow up?
Oh, yeah. So again, going back to that first course, like I'm the person that I react first, and then I need to flip that and take a deep breath.
Yeah.
And then because and then I'm like, oh god.
Do you get?
You get it?
Yeah.
That should be like a meditation.
I needed to do this podcast a long time ago.
Nice. All right, so you get it gets you.
Yeah.
It gets you.
And also too, because of the environment that we're in, especially professionally for a comedy, people are checking in and it's all during that 1 hour. And, when I'm dealing with not just customers, but staffing, and they're just all trying their best, but sometimes things happen. And I need to just understand everybody's trying to do their best and whatever things might happen, and not blow up.
Yeah. Dude, I would hate to be a person that blows up and also have a career where you're dealing with comedians.
Oh my God.
That is a horrible mix.
Yes. For example, this is why I don't reserve. I'm not a restaurant. I'm not doing open table. We're not making reservations. You got to buy tickets. A girl that I know very well, she canceled on her reservation because her cat got sick. And now if I call shenanigans, I'm the jerk. But what's she going to do for that cat? Hold its hair? The cat's going to be sick for the rest of the night. And then I'm dealing with guys that know I'm very gullible. I'm talking about comedians.
Yeah.
They were like, we're coming from New York, and it was Giannis Pappas and James Mattern. And they were like, we're stuck in the Lincoln Tunnel. We're not going to get there till 9:30. I'm like, the show is 7 and 9. It was at Valley Forge.
Yeah.
I'm already on the phone with comics to replace them. And I get to the lobby and they're like, hello.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, dude, I had a heart attack.
Yeah.
That's not funny.
And I already blew up.
You come into the lobby sweating.
Yes.
Your collars all disheveled. Oh, hey guys, what's going on?
How you guys doing? Is it hot in here?
It's so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's and I think they know that. So I think they enjoy getting it. I saw a brewer and he goes, looks like you put on a little. I'm like, man, I just lost my forget it. Yeah.
No, I am one of those. In recent years, I'm trying to not be that as much, but I'm a teaser. So when I sense that somebody blows up, I want to poke them a little.
Okay.
I just want to.
Because it's fun. You're a rascal. Yeah.
Because we're in a safe space. I'm not like what Giannis and Mattern did.
Yeah.
They poked you a little.
Yeah.
They just poked you a little. They were there. Everything was cool, but they knew it would get you.
Right.
So they did it.
Right.
I'm that way.
And you guys probably both consider yourself empaths, right? You read at people's energies.
I wouldn't use that word because I'm not a bitch, but
there are male empaths too.
I think I'm just too retarded to use that word.
Oh.
Yeah. So more I'm oh, I noticed something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's, I feel his energy.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, no, I would consider myself an empath. I don't necessarily take advantage of it and use it like I should, but I definitely pick up people's vibe, and I'm like,
I think he gets. I would say you go. I feel like you like to challenge yourself to make somebody upset laugh.
I do, except, but again, recently, if I do something to annoy somebody, I now feel like, well, like they deserve to be annoyed at me. Let them have that.
Yeah, but I think what she's talking about, like in an audience, you're not going to focus on the 100 people that are laughing. You're going to focus on the one person that has their arms folded, and you're going to try to focus on that one person to win them over, right? Is that what?
I was thinking more that like if I'm upset about something, I feel like he takes it like, as a challenge to see like.
Not even like professionally, not on stage.
Yeah, I was thinking like in like people, like it's like a challenge to him to like make you laugh at yourself.
It's so funny because like it's hard for people in comedy because in comedy, I noticed when I first got into comedy that there are some volatile personalities in comedy.
Yes.
And
sociopaths and empaths.
Way more. Right?
It's a fine line. And I know both on equal sides. Yeah.
There's too many paths in comedy. There's too many paths.
Yeah.
Both can be crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like they're way more volatile and sensitive than the general population. Mm-hmm. And I don't like to feel like I'm bullying people.
Oh.
So like in the comedy world, I don't poke as much because people are pretty sensitive. But outside of comedy, I am a habitual poker. I am a nonstop poker. Like when if I even slightly get into something at a grocery store, it has to go all the way. Like I have to poke this all the way through.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So like strangers either hate or love me.
Right.
You know, people that know me hate me. But yeah, it's like, yeah, but with as far as and just to not leave this out, like if I see somebody in the crowd not having a good time, it kind of makes me giggle that they wasted their money. Yeah, it's just funny to me.
Yeah.
It's like, why would you be here?
Yeah.
You know? Or, you know, in my mind it's just like whatever they came here for just hasn't taken yet. Like they haven't been taken by laughter yet. They'll get there eventually.
Yeah.
That's his journey.
They'll find the comic.
Yeah.
For them.
That's not my journey. That's not my path. one less path to worry about in comedy for me. So, Joel, usually in this question, well, always in this question, we like to ask. So, is there a time in your life where you did maybe a sport or a performance art where you have a disappointment that still kind of lingers in your mind?
Oh gosh, yeah. And this is so. We were seniors, and
high school, college.
Oh, sorry. Yep, you're right. High school.
Okay.
So my freshman and sophomore year, the girls won the state championship, and finally my senior year
in wrestling,
in soccer.
Okay,
In soccer, gotcha. We made it to the state finals, and I had the chance. Coach puts me in. I started left outside fullback, and right before the first half was over, the coach puts me in. He goes, "Joel, how about scoring a goal?" It was 0-0. I'm like, "You got it." And I go in, and they had a really nasty pass to the right outside. And the guy who his dad was our coach growing up on our travel team, he was my first travel coach. He like almost breaks the guy's ankle and goes back. And the announcers are like, we're on Garden State Cable at the time, which then now is like Comcast. Shoots the ball over, and I completely whiff. And I'm like 10 feet in front of the net. And like the guy missed, I completely missed. And then the camera zooms in on me, and the announcers go, "Ooh, looks like Richardson would love to have that one back." And you just hear me, I just go, "God!" And I'm just like and I'm like, I could have ran after the ball probably, and like, but whatever.
You blew up.
I blew up.
Yeah.
One of my friends who, again, we went from like third grade to high school playing together. There was like 7 of us, and he took the time to take it from the camcorder from VHS, upload it digitally, and put it on YouTube. Like, do you understand how much that was?
Yeah, it's like 3 days of uploading and downloading.
Yes. To capitalize on my pain, to make me relive it so I could be telling this story literally 25 years later. This was 1997. This week, 1990, like, you know, yeah. And
it's the anniversary.
Yeah, the anniversary, yeah. And Julie McCullough, who was a grade higher than me, him and I grew up together. He's a comedian now. He commented on the video, goes, "Oh man, anybody that can take that much disappointment is perfect for a career in comedy."
Oh hell yeah!
Because you have to overcome that. It was just like, luckily the guy that crossed the ball to me ended up scoring the goal, and we won 1-0.
Oh nice.
But like, even when we did our like 5-year high school reunion, and we went over to the guy's house that uploaded the video, I see his mom, and she goes, "Oh, I was just talking about you last week. I thought it would have been great if you would have scored that goal." I'm like, I just forgot. I just got over it. Like, why do you have to bring that up? It's like throwing fresh salt into the wound.
Yeah.
I go, oh my, that is unbelievable. I mean, it's very nice of her to say, but you don't have to keep reliving the memory.
Was it nice of her to say?
That's true. Yeah.
I feel like that's like a Lifetime movie, you know, like the person that comes back to hometown and everybody brings up like the sports like.
Yes, and she was the perfect lead to a Lifetime movie. Yeah.
It's like you're going back and like, man, everybody's gonna be talking about my comedy club and all the cool comedians that I get to hobnob with. It's like, remember when you missed that goal? It's like, fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but.
Oh man, I wish I could go back and score that goal. I don't know how much my life would change, but it just would have been cool.
Yeah. You should have just started like mentioning other people's like. Like, well, did you know that Joel Richardson got ripped off the stage at my club? How about that, huh?
Yeah. Other things that happened.
Yeah. So, but yeah, thank you for sharing it. That is a gut chakra popped.
Yes.
And Ace, keep it moving.
All right, we're to the heart chakra. So, Joel, what have you learned from grief?
Oh man, I'll never forget this. My first grandparent that died, my grandmother, and she was I was 9 years old, and my cousins were all older, but they were the ones that like forced me in the room first to like say our goodbyes, and it's like, it's sad, but you have her like relive, their memories. I think of her now as like a cardinal, like overlooking. There's like I always see in different moments. I don't know that much about birds. Like what like she's like flying above you? Well, no. So moments that like you're thinking of them, or like they're supposed to be looking over your shoulder, like a cardinal will appear. They're supposed to be like your guardian angels, like in your life.
Wait, that's a. Like the fact that it is a cardinal is a thing.
Yes.
Like you didn't pick cardinal.
Oh no.
Like you didn't have an option of birds.
No.
Okay.
No. So to real quick, like, so she was a music teacher, and then she played the pipe organ every Sunday in church, and she would have loved Sunnybrook and all the people that that performed there. She would have been like loving. She was big like Broadway and musicals. She would have loved that space and entertainment. I looked at like 30 different venues and properties in probably 5 different towns, and I finally settled on Sunnybrook and going there. I met with the town. It was like the best meeting I ever had. They're so thrilled that we're going to bring life back into this historic building, and all of a sudden, this tall, he looked like Uncle Phil from Fresh Prince, like tall, light-skinned black dude. He walked in. I've never seen this guy. I guarantee I never see this guy ever again in my life. He walks in, and I'm sitting with my sister and the old owner who sold it to me, and he goes, "Hey, do you guys still have that organ?" And he goes, "Yeah, they call it Ursula." He goes, "Does George still come and play it for Easter and Mother's Day?" And they're like, "Yeah, we have brunches." He goes, "Oh, do you mind if I take a walk?" So my sister and I were like, "We'll see you later." We went out in the parking lot, and the owner comes running back in. He's like, "Joel, Dan, you got to get back in here. Not only is this guy playing it, but he's playing from Beauty and the Beast. Be our guest, put our magic to the test." And the back of my hair on my neck starts standing straight up. And I tell this guy, I'm like, he even had, my grandmother thought, she eventually died of a heart attack because she thought exercise was for horses. He had like the fat, flabby arms like her. And I go, "Dude, you remind me of my grandmother. She was a music teacher and played the pipe organ." The guy goes, "That's what I do every Sunday in church." And he goes, I gotta go back to Delaware. I'm like, "Yeah, heaven." And, it all depends on what you believe. But I drove home.
No, Delaware is not heaven. I don't care what you believe, dude.
All right. I should have said that differently. You're right. Fair. That's fair. But I drive home, and I pull in the parking lot, and on the fence, sitting right in front of my car, was 2 cardinals.
Oh, hell yeah.
And ever since then, things started falling into place, like that I knew that like where Soul Joel's is now was supposed to be my home, and I give that to my grandmother. But grieving with her it was the first person that was close to me that died because I was only 9 years old.
Yeah.
But I take away so many memories and influence that she, even though it's now 34 years later, I think she had a huge impact on my life for just those 9 years.
There's two cardinals. One was for his grandmom. The other was for that black guy who had a diabetic shock and died in the parking lot.
With his flabby arms.
Yeah.
I didn't need to say that he was black.
He did not make it.
He never made it back to
Delaware. Too many comorbidities. It was not going well. But you got two cardinals out of it.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that story.
Yeah.
By the way. It was touching.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very sweet.
Yeah.
Those are all going in my book that I'm writing, but I
Nice.
told them to you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was I don't even like to admit it, but like I got a little misty
Yeah.
during that.
No, you
got
did. Did
It
you?
was touching.
Yeah, I could. Yeah.
Oh.
It was we love Joel.
I keep touching your arm as if like we're not sitting right next to each
Yeah, it's
other.
okay. It happens all the time.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like this. I'm bringing in people, the touchiest people to talk to.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting the closest to them.
Right.
It happens all the time, and everybody apologizes for it too. Maybe it's me.
Yeah.
I'm not reacting properly.
No.
I'm just like stone cold. Like, touch
Yeah.
me again. I'm like flexing.
Well, you're avoiding eye contact, so I want to make sure you're still listening.
Yeah. Well, it's like I'm blocking for the camera and you at the same time. They don't know that I'm avoiding eye. People watching think that I'm making eye contact.
Right.
Somebody,
with them. Right.
No, with you.
Oh.
With the guest. Somebody once told me how good of an interviewer I was, and I have the best eye contact with the people that are talking.
Oh, really?
And it just made me laugh because I'm like looking right past you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like not looking at you at all.
I know. I noticed.
yeah, it's wild.
No matter what chakra.
Yeah. That's and that was the grief chakra, fully popped, double popped, two cardinals out of it.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet.
Yes.
And Ace, keep it moving.
All right, we are to the throat chakra. So Joel, what is a favorite lie that you have told, or extra karmic points if it's still in rotation?
Yeah, this is where I make eye contact.
Okay. So I have a goal. I want to go to all 50 states. And my rule is I have to eat. Like, you can't just drive through it or fly over it. So when I graduated college.
Wait. Let's establish this rule. Does fast food in your car count?
No. Sit down and
sit down.
Yeah. Sit down. Yeah.
Okay.
Does fast food chain work, or does it have to be like a local establishment?
I always like a local establishment because you have to like check the local flair. Like we all know what McDonald's is or whatever. Like I want to go to a local place that you can't get anywhere around here.
Okay.
Like I always feel like you can drink anywhere, but you have to go eat like stuff that you can't get around. This area.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I've been to 39 so far. When I first graduated college, I read the book. Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. It's based in Savannah. Like I'd been to Atlanta, but I'd never been to Savannah, Georgia. Went to Charleston, South Carolina. Then I went to, I'd never been to the Panhandle part of Florida, so Panama City. And then I had lunch and dinner, Alabama, Mississippi. I went to New Orleans. And oh gosh, what was the original question? Because then I just lost myself.
A lie.
Oh, a lie. Yes. So we stopped in New Orleans, and I ended up staying. Right off like the main strip, and we went and had we were having 36. It was like 3-for-1 happy hour, and I experienced 9/11. Like I lived in New York, and like from here, like I could see it was 3 miles if you like straight arrow to. So we were down there, and we said we just graduated, and we told everybody that we were FDNY firemen. That's pretty crappy, but we were heroes.
Yeah.
we were poor college kids, and we got free drinks.
Yeah.
Man, that's pretty sick.
Yeah. And
wow, never forget.
And they
never forget.
all night people were
oh
like,
my gosh. And the DJ even goes, if that doesn't get you laid, it didn't get us laid, but we were definitely feeling good.
Yeah. Well, good thing you didn't get laid.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, off a sin.
Yeah. You don't want to
that was
steal
a
valor to get
big
laid.
lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty wild, man. That's an awesome one.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever told that story.
No.
Just the question just never was asked properly.
What were you gonna ask?
I was gonna, you get away with something like that, and I was wondering if you were tempted to do it again, or if you were like, no, this is like
No,
lightning in a bottle.
Yeah, I was a COVID doctor.
Yeah. Yeah, I felt it's like deep down I felt bad about it too, because like I actually knew people that like passed in 9/11, and like also firemen. I know like they put their lives on the line every time they're at work. And I was like, all right, it was.
I mean, when a fire happens,
Yeah.
they mostly just chill and eat chips. Let's be real.
Right.
I used to hang out at the local firehouse
Yeah.
in Pottstown. Those were just drinking soda and eating chips.
Just getting the kitties out of the tree and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The cats. Yeah. So yeah, but I was like, nothing happened, no harm, no foul. I was like, I don't want to go through that again. Like, but it was fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've never been through it, and I want to go through it. I want to be treated like a 9/11 hero at a bar. You know what I mean?
I don't know if you still can. Can you still?
Yeah. Do you think that still works? If you would tell people today that you were a firefighter back,
Well, we're at
during
the age
9/11?
now where we can be retired. So there's no way.
Yeah, I had to retire my lungs. That's breathing a lot of.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty.
You put your 25 or 20 years in, because it's 20 and out.
It's 20 yet?
Well,
Yeah.
you can. You get like that's the minimum, and then you could stay in longer.
Yeah, I'll stay an extra year. I'll do 21. Yeah, that's all right. But thank you for sharing that, man. I think you are probably the first hero we've interviewed.
Yeah. That's
Thanks,
true. Yeah.
thanks for recognizing.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm an empath hero. There's been a lot of firsts.
Not all heroes wear capes.
Yeah, somewhere burgundy.
Yeah, so,
Size extra large.
Yeah,
Extra large.
2X. Yeah. We moved on.
yeah. So that's awesome and chakra popped.
Yes.
Yeah.
What a great lie. Man, I wish I thought of that. All right, Ace, keep it moving.
All right, we are to the third eye. So, Joel, what is something that you thought of as the same, but as you've grown older, you've learned it's really not the same?
Oh man. What's an example you guys did? What do you think?
Well, I think an easy example that the first one that came to my mind is friends and family. And they seem separate when you're young, but the older you get, the more the idea of friends and family kind of are together.
I asked the question wrong, didn't I?
No,
I did it right?
you did it right.
Okay.
Right? Something you used to see as separate, but now you're learning is the same.
That's exactly what I said. Is that what I said?
Is that what you said?
Yeah. That's what you said.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, on the spot, like other ones, I thought of examples right away, but that one I just. I mean, that is a great example though. Friends and family, like no matter what, my family like through this whole thing has always had my back.
Mm-hmm.
My friends too, actually. But
That's why they're the same now.
yeah, yeah,
Because you pick, like, the older you get, the more likely you are to pick friends that are kind of also like family.
yeah.
Like you're super close to them, and you kind of weed out the ones that are in the way, you know. So
Like every time like through COVID and stuff like that, I've had like fundraisers to keep my business afloat. Like the first people to donate are all my fraternity brothers. We never had so in New York we never had a fraternity house because like the housing population, they don't give houses inside the 5 boroughs. But we had like our own floor, and it was all like the wrestlers on this all of us living together. But they I'm in a group text till this day, and they all just send it out. They're like, I already donated. You guys better donate.
Yeah.
And like the highest I asked for a donation was $250, and in literally 10 minutes I had $2,500 from them.
Oh,
so
nice.
like and that's this like I mean, and my family did that too. But those guys, I mean, we don't see each other nearly as much because they're always getting together on the weekends and we're always working. So, but I still feel like I talk to them every day because we're on like a text thread. But they're like family.
oh, so Joel, you're using the example as your answer.
Well, I was trying.
He didn't say give me an example. He's like, oh wait, what's my answer?
What a great guest! Thank goodness you were available.
No, that's perfect. That's perfect. If that's your, I mean, that's not the first time that's happened. That's not. But
That was the one time I used a lifeline.
yeah.
I'm gonna phone a friend.
Yeah.
He's also the host.
I always, yeah.
And I love how she was like, I asked the question wrong. No, you asked.
Yeah.
No, the problem was on this side of the table. It's how I was receiving the information.
Yeah. But it's funny because I stopped using that example because that example is the one that's most likely to be used as the answer when I give it as an example.
Oh, right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Why?
Because it's like, because it makes people, oh, yeah. You know, and then they go.
Very relatable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's very, very relatable.
Very
So,
relatable.
which is why I don't have a problem with that actually being your answer, because it's your version of that now.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
that's why I individualized it to specific examples.
Thank you for using your personal examples for my answer, Joel.
Thank you for speaking up. Thank you for elaborating. I stink.
No, you're perfect, man. And so we'll call that a chakra pop.
It's popped.
Friends and family.
Yeah.
I mean, but
The same.
yeah, but not everybody had a cool example of like friends coming through for $2,500 like that. It's
Yeah.
like, I want to go back to those other people that said that answer like, no, you were wrong.
Your friends
Yeah.
with your family.
Yeah,
Yeah,
your
yeah,
friends
yeah.
were not your family.
Yeah.
At all. Yeah, so chakra definitely popped. Ace, let's go.
All right, we made it to the crown chakra. So, Joel, 2-part question.
Yeah.
What is something you can't give up and why? And what would giving it up mean?
Oh man. Well, so up until recently, I sugar was unbelievable. Like I love. So I've been a wrestler my whole
He's
life.
used my answer again, Ansley.
I know. I know.
What is he doing to me? Dude, you said that, and you could probably hear my mouth. When you said sugar, my mouth watered immediately.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That's your one thing you can't give up.
He's got a sugar problem.
Oh man, yeah. So I wrestled in high school, wrestled in college, and the one thing I used to like just crave was Cinnabons, because like you would go in the mall and like it's like that cartoon character like that goes under your nose.
Float
You
into
just
it.
float to it. Yeah,
Yeah.
and so whenever I was finished, like I could have went and ate a steak and like potato, like all this like hearty stuff, but I just wanted to eat crap like that. There's like so. But now it's like I'm not nearly working out as much, and then I want to eat, so I just have to stop eating stuff like that, and that's the hardest thing for me to stop. But I haven't had sugar in like 2 weeks.
Oh, hell yeah. Good job, man.
Yeah, but it's a battle,
It's nearly impossible.
especially getting through Halloween.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's an impressive time to do it, too.
good time.
Yeah. Yeah, well, terrible time.
Terrible
if you ask
time.
me.
Right.
But,
Was it good?
yeah. Joe, you're doing this wrong, dude. You could have waited till after Thanksgiving to start your no sugar shit. No, I get it, man. It's like you got to do it through the hardest time. Otherwise, you won't do it.
Yeah.
Like if you wait till after Halloween, you'll wait till after Thanksgiving,
always
then
an
you'll wait till
excuse.
after Christmas,
Yeah.
then you'll wait till after Easter, and then you'll be 30 pounds heavier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? And then, so Joe, what would giving up sugar mean to you?
Well, so people like started asking me like headaches, and I started noticing definitely like withdrawal from sugar giving me headaches. But I noticed that like the cravings go down, and like everything. Like when you have sugar, then all of a sudden it makes you thirsty. It's all bad stuff, and I just want to just not good.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it's
so good.
It is
so good.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Yeah.
It is definitely a tough one. Good job. I definitely congratulate you
Yeah.
on doing that. As a person who is off sugar myself.
Yeah.
For those of you who listen, I used air quotes for off sugar.
Right.
But I try to have maybe a donut once a month.
Oh, okay.
And sometimes
That's your cheat month, the cheat day during the month.
yeah, and it's I think about it all the time.
Yeah.
So I will sometimes
Which donut?
Glaze right now
Okay.
because it's the simplest donut and
Yeah.
it's the one that if I have a Boston cream donut with
Oh,
the cream
that's my
and the
favorite,
chocolate,
dude.
and that puts me in I'm in sugar now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't only have one Boston cream and then
Yeah.
move on. But I do this very often. I go to Wawa a lot, and I'll just stand in front of the donut case and just look at all the donuts, and then leave.
Yeah. It's a good time.
Yeah.
But you actually resist?
Oh yeah. But I have to do it. Like I when I'm driving home from like shows and stuff.
Yeah.
I will stop at a Wawa to go look at the donuts and then leave.
So I used to work at Wawa. They come at 1 a.m. And I think they're tailing around like people that smoke or drink, and like they're pouring out of the bar. I mean, not necessarily now, but you know the bakery they restock it at 1 o'clock.
Yeah. I used to follow. We have 2 Wawas in our town.
Yeah.
And the Wawa down there gets their donuts first, and then the one up here gets it second. And I would go to that one down there, come back here, eat my donuts, give it some time, and then go up to the
double
other
dip.
one. Yeah, yeah. It's
timed perfectly.
I mean, anytime you get a donut in your mouth, it's timed perfectly.
Yeah. Do you remember Landis Supermarket at Lower Pottsgrove? It's
It does sound familiar.
It's a supermarket right on East High Street, and so people would come to comedy shows or bingo, whatever event they're coming to, and the girl's a baker there, and literally the donuts are like as big as our head.
Yeah.
And they are so good, dude.
Are you
Baked
talking
fresh.
about on the Sunnybrook side of High Street, or
on the Sunnybrook side of High Street.
Yeah.
Yep. It's probably like a quarter mile east of there.
Yeah, I can't even think of it.
But I didn't. Yeah, I mean, being a donut enthusiast, I didn't know. Like you always know they're the best are located.
I'm a pastry enthusiast.
Okay.
Any like I don't eat candy. Like you can miss me with that.
Yeah,
like,
that doesn't excite me.
Yeah, Halloween does nothing for me. You know, I did.
Not even like chocolate.
I had 2 fun-size Snickers.
Oh, what a party!
From each kid.
From each wild man.
How do you keep them under control? You got a king size as a wrap. 2 fun size for the evening.
There's no way I couldn't do a king-size Snickers. Are you kidding me? I would like that would be my heroin overdose. Like I can't do that.
That's how I feel. I'm like I feel like I got my fix. Like I get it.
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, but man, Joel, we did it, and I even asked you, do you have time to stick around for the Patreon?
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah. But we did it. That was it. How do you feel?
I feel great.
Yeah.
No, I like this. Is a cool podcast.
Yeah, hell
man.
yeah. Yeah. And by the way, our Patreon, $1 gets you all of our exclusive content on our Patreon, which not only includes the counter to this podcast, which we call Two Jack Bros After Chakra Poppers After Dark.
Yes.
I just get in a rhythm and I go.
I know.
We were saying that for so long.
The problem is he's off sugar.
Yeah.
He forgets the name.
Yeah, I do. So yeah, come over to the Patreon where we'll eat donuts. I mean, no. That's not what we're doing. That's not what we're doing. Yeah, and so we also do some fight commentary and analysis on Ansley's jiu-jitsu matches over there. And and also Soul Joel's Comedy Club in Pottstown at Sunnybrook. Look it up. Soul Joel's.
It's at Soul Joel's on Instagram, and then Soul Joel's at Sunnybrook on Facebook.
Yeah, and what's the website?
souljoels.com. Yeah.
Souljoels.com.
Yep.
And he's not black. So spell Joel like a normal person. Everything spelled correctly.
Yes.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening and watching. We love you guys, and we are out.
Night.